In terms of the climb, we actually have very limited information. There isn't much online, there isn't really a proper topo, or none of the guides really know where we're going. We have a very vague idea based on a YouTube video. You know, someone has done it before, it's not going to be a first ascent, but realistically, it's going to be very easy to get lost, and we're probably going to do that.
Mancano 4, una arriva.
We made it to Kenya. We're in Nairobi, trying to pack up the van, but we've got a lot of luggage, classically, so it's a bit of a Tetris game, but we'll make it.
What is Kihindi?
Kihindi is the nickname.
But what is
You see now, when you start going, when you start moving, you see like a robot, skeleton, like this. Yeah. I've worked with him for long. He's my student.
Nice.
But nowadays I don't do the mountain now.
Yeah.
And now he's a teacher now.
Yeah.
You call him Kihindi, teacher Kihindi.
Kihindi.
Yeah. All the best. I wish you all the best. Yeah.
The choice for Mount Kenya came from Paolo, who was main organizer and the photographer on the trip. I believe he's just deeply, deeply in love with Africa, which is why Kenya came to his mind. To make this documentary, Paolo brought a team together. There was 5 of us on the trip, including Paolo, who was the main filmmaker and photographer for the trip, Mattia, who was a filmmaker and a drone operator, Tazio, who was one of the mountain guides, and Alain, who was a second mountain guide, and myself, who was a climber with not that much experience in high altitude terrain. So yeah, that was quite fun. The first thing that comes to mind when thinking about Africa was dryness and sand, but that's changed since coming here. I think it's a lot greener than I expected. And obviously, I was very excited to come for this trip. I must say I haven't really known much about Mount Kenya before. Generally, when you hear about high mountains in Africa, you think about Kilimanjaro. The second highest normally doesn't get as many mentions. So yeah, my knowledge was very limited, and I'm pretty excited to get a really close look tomorrow.
forse del tutto il riassunto della cosa che mi ha fatto veramente venire voglia di venire è stato appunto questo non sapere, questo diciamo ricerca di un po' più di avventura forse che nelle Alpi, al di là delle difficoltà tecniche.
And then before you have breakfast, make sure you have packed everything. Yeah. And then breakfast. But when you wake up, immediately when you wake up, you are going to have a cup of coffee here, just in case you want to keep your warm. Yeah.
But we packed everything tonight,
Uh-huh.
and then tomorrow morning we have just to pack the last stuff that we use for sleeping or something, and then
Sure.
should be okay.
It's okay.
So yeah, the plan is to climb Mount Kenya. It will take us at least 4 or 5 days to get there in the first place. We're now on day 2, so we've got 3 more days of hiking, and then 1 day for an ascent, hopefully, maybe 2 if we have to bivvy. The pitch day or the summit day should be quite long. If I am not wrong, it's about 24 pitches.
Money!
There isn't really any great topos, so it's going to be an adventure for sure. We'll see whether we get lost. At this stage, the summit is hard to see because it's in a cloud, so we might have a little bit of navigation to do to get to there, but I'm sure it'll be okay. Considering we've got quite a lot of luggage, including all the camera equipment and tripods and climbing stuff, this trek would have been a lot harder without the amazing help from our local porters. We've got 8 porters from Nanyuki, which is on the other side of the mountain, and they're incredible. They're super strong, very lovely, and just wonderful people.
I'm Agnes.
Cyrus.
Sami.
Simon. David. Michael.
Rastas. Steven.
James.
Isaac.
Zachary. Hudson.
Hey, matikira mai state ya doa.
Ulishi dia how na ale moja si. Nani jide ngani ya ushoni ya.
Acha chio.
Akoni mwanake.
Kuna watu tofauti.
So there's like one tricky-ish, not really tricky part at the start, then it's super easy.
Yeah, I think we have 2 or maybe 3, I don't know the name, pitch, that is maybe 4 or 4 plus degrees, and all the other part is like
Scrounging.
exactly like an easy part. Very easy.
And it's the beautiful valley in the mountain and the deepest part.
Feeling very content. It's the highest I've been and I don't feel too bad.
Yeah, okay.
Famous last words. Yet. But yeah,
Do you feel
good.
something on you
No?
breathe? No.
No, I mean it's uphill, so I don't know whether I definitely like breathe a little little harder, but it might just be uphill. But I don't have headache or anything, so fingers crossed. Another 1,000 meters will be the same, because we gotta go right there.
Now you're at Simbako, 4,600. The lake you just passed is Upper Simbatan, and then we got Lower Simbatan. You see it soon as we start descending. They believed Simba means lion. Simba is a lion. So long time ago, someone said spotted the lion, the footprint of the lion here, but that's why it was named after the Simba.
Yeah.
Simba Tan, Simba Ko.
Nice. And this is I think, the start of the route. And we go up, and you follow the line that you can imagine is the
light grey.
The light grey, exactly. Just to the amphitheater.
Yeah.
They name it amphitheater, I think. This. Crampons.
So don't need a traction.
Yeah, this we bring it.
You
Yeah.
agree?
Yeah. Per quel che riguarda appunto le informazioni prettamente alpinistiche, ci siamo fatti qualche idea in più, abbiamo trovato qualche relazione che sicuramente però non sono le relazioni che troviamo nelle Alpi, e una grossa incognita che avevamo e abbiamo ancora un pochino tuttora è la meteo e la precisione della meteo, perché sappiamo che sulle Alpi diciamo forse non si può dire all'ora, ma alla giornata del giorno dopo le precisioni sono molto affidabili sia a livello di precipitazioni che a livello di vento. Qua invece abbiamo delle info meteo abbastanza rare perché non c'è connessione, e quindi ci basiamo appunto su quello che abbiamo, ci basiamo un po' sull'istinto.
I think you don't need to have the hardest climb of your life to make it adventurous. I definitely feel like, you know, it is a proud mountain, and like it would be stupid to say I'm not intimidated, because I definitely am. Having had a little bit more information about the route, I think hopefully it's going to go smoothly, and hopefully it's not going to be the hardest thing I've ever done, but I'm sure it's going to be an adventure, like adventurous for sure.
Halfway of the route. The rope tight, you can, voilà. Yeah, exactly. In quanto, come avevamo pensato precedentemente, non volevamo spingere troppo in là l'asticella del rischio, non abbiamo spinto l'asticella del rischio, in realtà magari l'abbiamo spinta un pochino per vedere come andavano a evolvere le condizioni durante il giorno. Le condizioni non sono andate come pensavamo, quindi siamo scesi tranquillamente, anche perché la discesa da dove eravamo era ancora abbastanza lunga, e quindi abbiamo detto riponiamo poi le chance per i giorni successivi.
We got to the crux pitch, which we decided to turn around on. Tazio had a first go, had a go at the pitch and decided that it's too dangerous, and it's not, because of the conditions, it's just covered in ice, like thin ice that you can't really, you know, protect very well. and he made the call for all of us to turn around. I didn't expect there to be something where these guys will think it's too much. I think that was the main surprise. That it was it was a lot even for them. Like they've been in so many places, so many mountains, like climbed in so many different terrains, and if they think it's a bit too much for the day, I think that's what I was surprised by. After our first attempt to climb Mount Kenya, we decided to change our location. We did this mountain trek around the whole Mount Kenya in an attempt to get to the south-facing climb called Nelian. It took us a few days to get there, and it was around that time where my state started to deteriorate. It's hard to tell whether it was just altitude or whether it was just exhaustion from the first attempt, but quite quickly I started to get quite unwell.
Too much because at this altitude,
no, with the altitude and with this not good condition.
Yeah, also, but I'm not thinking about the route, but like
no, with the altitude.
Yeah, for the health, like even just going to an easy, something easier. But if you push too much and you're already a bit sick, then it can get worse quite quickly. So.
Yeah, I guess we'll see in the morning, because maybe I'll be fine.
Yeah, then of course it's up to you. But.
Like right now, this was hard. Like, going up 10 meters, I was like, oh. But maybe I just sleep and I'll be better.
Yeah, because for the other climb, we slept 500 meters lower.
Yeah.
Then the difference, it's not that big, but
yeah, I felt a lot stronger than I feel now. But
now we are sleeping like the amphitheater.
Yeah. But that also means there is less route to climb, you know, like.
Yeah, but it's also more days that we are around. Like every day, we are more tired because we
haven't really had a rest.
Yeah, we almost never recovered completely.
And that kind of wiped me out a bit. I don't know if you noticed, but. Oh, I feel like shit.
That's good.
The forecasts looked pretty daunting, and we basically couldn't afford a rest day. We had to do it next day. So we had to make a decision whether we're going to go as a team, and I'm going to try to pull it out of the bag, or whether the guys go without me.
Oh, I still want to climb it.
We woke up at 3 or 4 a.m. I can't remember now, but I felt awful. I felt way worse than I did before. And that was when I had to make the decision to stay in the hut and let the guys climb without me. I'm so glad they did it, and I'm so glad that this is the decision we made in the end, because Lenana Point at that moment in time felt hard enough, even though it was just an hour-long hike. Initially, after seeing the guys summiting, there were two feelings in my head. One was happiness and pride almost for the fact that the guys made it to the top, even in not ideal conditions. Second one was maybe a bit of sadness, or maybe like disappointment in myself that I couldn't be there myself, that I couldn't quite, that I was, I don't know whether you call it weak or ill or just not quite enough to be able to be there with them. But having done some mental gymnastics, I feel like, I've really tried my hardest and I've done everything that I possibly could. And what is it with the summit fever anyway? Like, the fact that I didn't stand at the top doesn't take away my experience, doesn't take away the trip. I still had an amazing time. I've still climbed most of the mountain. I've still made friendships for life. And I've still seen new cultures and new places and experienced Kenya at its most beautiful. So yeah, I really don't mind not having climbed it now. And the mountain's always there. If I feel like this is something I really have to achieve in life, I can always go back. But it's been such an incredible opportunity to be part of this team and to have a few weeks with these guys, and yeah, I really couldn't ask for more.